All right, hello everyone. How is everybody doing today? Today is a cloudy day and we might go the distance. We might do an hour. For those of you guys who like these bicycle vlogs and you guys have been watching for a while now, tell me if you guys like the hour-long bicycle vlogs or just the regular short version, which is usually like 20-30 minutes, usually like 20 minutes. But yeah, I decided to do these hour-long videos because the usual bike vlogs I would just do, we'll go through the small streets. The usual bike vlogs that I used to do would be like just I would find one topic and then just talk about it. And I figure I just do an hour-long vlog and then just talk about whatever, so I don't feel so pressured to talk about one thing, whereas I can just kind of talk about whatever I wanted to. And at the same time, for the people who come just for the views, they can also enjoy the views as well. And sometimes I like sometimes putting on something on YouTube where I can cook and eat and I don't have to like focus so hard, because sometimes like I want to watch things on YouTube that make me focus on what I'm watching. So if I'm cooking and cooking or doing whatever, if I'm cooking or eating, I can't really focus on the video that I'm watching. So I thought I wanted to make something like this where it's kind of like a podcast situation where I can do like an hour-long video, and people can just watch or listen, and they can just put this on their TV and just watch the nice scenery in Japan. All my videos are in 4K, so you can put this on your nice big screen TV if you have one and watch it in 4K. And also too, I can kind of look around my neighborhood, like all these cool, like look at this hidden house. I'll show you, like with the door and everything, and it's just like hidden away, but they always like shut their windows. So and my girlfriend and I always talk about this, about like houses, like we want like a house that has nice sunshine. That's kind of really important, I think, for her as well. She's Chinese, and I think it's kind of like maybe in Japan too, like where it faces east or west, I forget which way, but it has to face a certain way so you can get some sunlight. Oh, I thought that was a monkey, but it's actually a cat. And then I didn't even know they had like this bamboo forest here. It's crazy. This huge tree. All right, there's like a playground here out of nowhere. I know where this is. Okay. All right, we're gonna go through here. There's some like bamboo forest over here. But what was I saying? Yeah, so if you like these 1 hour bicycle vlogs, let me know. I don't really have to ride my bike for an hour. I can just go for like 20 minutes, talk about one thing, and then just be done with it. So it's actually more work for me to go around my neighborhood. Look at this sign. I think they're saying that don't leave the poo on the ground. I've never been in this area actually. It's nice to know. And this is another thing too. Like I like actually riding my bicycle around, but I wouldn't do this if I didn't have to make these videos. So it's kind of like it forces me to make these long bicycle rides, and at the same time I get to like explore my area, and I really like to do that. And now currently I'm not really working, and I have a lot of free time, so I can do some of these like extended video. So yeah, just let me know if you're part of the people that watch these bicycle vlogs and you watch them all the way through, and you've watched these bicycle vlogs all the way from the beginning. Let me know if you like these long ones, or should I just go back to the original original, 15-20 minute ones. But yeah, just trying to find some more secret ways to get to the main street. I think I kind of found out all of them. So today I want to talk about maybe like a couple things. I wanted to finish about my experiences in, yeah, it's a dead end. I wanted to finish my experiences in China and Japan, and just the stark comparisons between the two. I do like my life in Japan more now, but I do miss the life I had in Shanghai. I used to live in Shanghai for about 4 or 5 years. Then I couldn't take it anymore. My health was going downhill from just the pollution, and yeah, I just decided to move to Japan. I couldn't decide whether between Japan and Vietnam, but I chose Japan after visiting my really good friend in Vietnam and decided to just live in Japan. Yeah, the last video I was talking about, if you didn't watch that one, please watch that. But the last video, I actually talk a lot about, what is this? Nissan 350Z. Just stock with exhausts. But yeah, last time I was just talking about, I think I was talking about how, what was I talking about? I think I was just talking about the difference between the people, and how it is hard to get to know Japanese people, and it's not everybody, but a lot. It's hard to get close with Japanese people because you never know what they're thinking, or they never want to speak up, or not that they never want to speak up, but they don't want to really say what they want to say, because I think in Japanese culture, they always try to think about the others. I think from a small age they always are kind of taught kind of like empathy, like how would you feel in this person's shoes, and they don't want to say something or something truthful that may hurt the other person's feelings. So instead of telling them the truth, they rather just not, and have no issues. Me, on the other hand, I'm very blunt, and I'm always telling the truth, and sometimes it's too honest, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like me. Even with, this guy just came out of nowhere. All right, so yeah, yeah, even with my girlfriend, if she asks me if something, like maybe if this looks good on her or whatever, I will just tell her the truth if it doesn't. So sometimes I am too blunt, and I'm not sure if it comes from my culture, but I think it's better to be honest and upfront than to just be dishonest. But I don't think that's considered being dishonest if you're trying to not hurt the other person's feelings. So anyways, compared to that, to like Chinese people will be upfront and just will tell you bluntly. Not always, but that's just the case because I think in their culture, I think Chinese people will treat you more like family right away. So I remember when I was in China, and even where like I was teaching at a school with adults, they always wanted to hang out with me or wanted to be my friend. And there was also one person I met through a friend who and they'll do this a lot of times too, because I think for them it's kind of hard to have foreigner friends, and not in all cases, but sometimes having like one white friend is like so cool that it's kind of like they treat you really well out there. So it's hard to like just meet random foreigners, so they're really nice to foreigners out there. Here I I don't know, I think they could care less, maybe. But it could be possibly the same. But yeah, I remember when this guy, he asked me to just have a conversational lesson with him in English. His English was really good. He was a really nice guy. He gave me, I didn't really want to do like part-time work, so I asked him for, I think like $50 per hour. I believe it was like $50 per hour. Yeah, it was $50 per hour. And then we talked for 2 hours. So he gave me $100 a week just to like talk. So we just had a conversation. But the whole plan was him for not to do this for such a long time. We did it for, you know, I forgot how long it was, but eventually he was inviting me to his house or inviting me to do these things. And not that I didn't want to, I just was kind of busy and I didn't have much time for that, or I'm just kind of lazy. So yeah, he invited me a couple things, and now I look back and I wish I really you know, really kind of didn't ditch him, and I wish I did make those plans with them. But at the time, oh, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to go in the middle of the street. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, now looking back, I wish I spent more time and came to his invitations, or came to the places where he invited me to, and made some long-lasting friendships. But you know, for me, I don't know, maybe sometimes I do complain that I can't make friends really well, but at the other time it goes both ways, because sometimes I don't make an effort as well to be friends with people, if you know what I mean. And I don't think it's not because I don't want to. It's just, I think sometimes I don't have that energy to in Asia, in Japan, or yeah, in Asia. I think it's just like, I don't know what it is. I think sometimes it is out of my laziness and just out of like transportational wise, like you know, like if I'm back home, I can just drive wherever I want to go, you know, like and I have a lot of friends back home, but you know, those are the people I kind of grew up with. But like in America, I can just hop in my car and meet somebody in my own, you know, in my own like leisure. But here, I have to take a train. I have to go an hour somewhere, and then like I can't go home late because the train stops. In China, actually, there's taxis all over the place. So in China, I did go out a lot more, and the taxis are so cheap, and you can get from like one side to the other side for like $40, but usually it costs like, you know, $10 just to get where you're going. So I ended up just taking the train, not taking the taxi a lot, and I really didn't take the train too much. And there's so many people that, you know, and then there's so many taxis, so it's better just to take a taxi somewhere. So yeah, I think I did play more when I was in China. And a big city like Shanghai, there's so many things to do, but here there are things to do, but unless you live in the city, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like hard to do things. So you'll feel more isolated in Japan, and I do feel more isolated here, and it causes a lot of boredom because you're not out doing stuff. Like when I was in Shanghai, I would always be out doing something, or I always have that option. But here, I don't really have much of an option to do so. So I end up just being bored all the time. But now, since I make all these videos, it's not that bad. But just the excitement living in the city like Shanghai, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I really miss it. I think as far as like cities go, Shanghai is one of the best cities to be like a young person. Like being young and being out there, it's a lot of fun because there's so many things to do. Literally, you can, like, the nightlife is crazy. I don't know which way to go. The nightlife is really crazy there. There's so many bars and just so many things to do, and so many different restaurants, all different kinds of cuisine. That's another thing. In Japan, there's not that much variety of food. It's just kind of Japanese food and that's it. So you really gotta love Japanese food, and I really do love Japanese food, but after a while you kind of get sick of it, because you know, you got your main staples. You got curry, you got udon, ramen, tonkatsu, you know, the yakiniku, and then that's kind of it. And it's kind of like that's it. And if you want any type of other type of food, you got to go really far for it. And most of the time you're not going to go that far for a cheeseburger, or even like, you know, whatever food, like Korean food. I'm not going to go like a million miles away for Korean food. So where am I? Okay. All right, so yeah, so well, you know what, they have a Koreatown too in Shanghai, but I think nowadays there's more Korean food, and here too I feel like I see more and more Korean food around around here. Let me just double check my camera, because I don't want to overheat and then. Okay, I think we're good to go. It's a little hot, but the weather is not that hot, so I think it's okay. Oy, oy. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like if you're like in your 20s, I mean, I guess even if you're in your 30s, like Shanghai is a lot of fun to be, and then there's just so many people there, and that's another thing. Wow, look at this Cadillac. Gotta take a picture of this one. This one is pretty sick. Oh, what is that, ramen shop? Whoa, it's a newer model Cadillac. Wow, this thing is really nice looking. Wow, this must be expensive. I bet you it's like a price of a Ferrari pretty much if you're getting a Cadillac, because it's a domestic car, so gotta get it probably imported here. All right, so yeah, so yeah, I noticed a lot of people like in China, a lot of the like guys I met, like they're all like young, and they're all like just kind of like dating around or have a girlfriend. But I've explained this up in the other video too, but it seems like a lot more people come here and then they kind of just get married and hunker down here, and they don't really move around. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel the people that come here usually get married fast and have kids quickly, and then they're on that life. They're on that like family life. But in Shanghai, people are more out in like the single life, or have like the boyfriend and girlfriend life, and it's just a fast-paced city. So yeah, so I just feel like that's kind of like the lifestyles that when foreigners come to Japan, and or foreigners that go to Shanghai. Shanghai is more like people are just kind of having a good time, and not a lot of people stay there for a long time. I feel people here will come here and will stay here for such a long time. Even in my neighborhood, I'm not sure if they were visiting, but I saw like grandma and grandpa, and they were both white, and I was like kind of surprised. Like, I wanted to talk to them. Maybe I'll talk to them if I see them again, but I was just kind of surprised. I'm just kind of surprised when I see someone like really like an older foreigner here, because they pretty much kind of left their country and then they kind of just stayed here for a long time. I think that's what my life will probably be. I'll probably be a really old foreigner here. But yeah, as far as like living, the expense in China is so much cheaper than here. You can save a lot more money there than here. They pay a lot better for English teachers there, and it's just all around a better opportunity to live in China. And like if you live here nowadays, I think I've spoken a little bit about it before in another video, but if you live in Japan, the salary of an English teacher, which I think most foreigners that come here are probably English teachers, and a long time ago, like 10-20 years ago, they used to pay a lot of money for teachers here. You can make to $3,000 to $4,000 easily. But nowadays, because like there's so much supply, so many people that want to come here and teach English, that there's so much competition, so they don't have to pay so much for people to come here. You know, like before, they needed people here, and not a lot of people were coming, so they need to pay more. But nowadays, they don't really pay a lot at all. And if you're like a foreigner living here, you might have a hard time just like paying rent, and just the living expense here is just so expensive. Is it cheaper than America? It's definitely cheaper than America as far as rent goes, but everything else just seems to be very expensive. Just the living standard. The living standard in Shanghai, in China, it's going to be more expensive when you I don't know where I am. It's gonna be more expensive. This van has some crazy exhaust. All right, I'm gonna cross the street. All right, so yeah, it depends on what city you live in, but like a big city like Shanghai, it's pretty expensive. The housing is pretty up there, unless you live kind of away from the city and you can get anywhere by train. But you know, if you get like a one-bedroom apartment, I think when I lived there, I lived in a really nice one-bedroom apartment on the top floor of a 30th floor of like a, I would say like a skyscraper kind of place. And I better get around this car's coming. But I spent like maybe $1,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. It was really nice, but I was getting paid maybe like $2,000. I don't know where I'm at. I feel like I've just gone back in time with all this place. I'm gonna check. Whoa, look at that. I don't even know what that is. It's like a wannabe VW bus. Let me just check out where I'm going. All right, I'm gonna just take this street all the way down. Let me just check my camera here. I think we're good. All right, we're 23 minutes in. We might have to take a break, but which way? Okay, I'm gonna go this way, away from the big street. Yeah, so yeah, the apartments are gonna be more expensive in Shanghai, but if you lived in like a second tier or third tier city, it's gonna be so much cheaper, and you can make so much money just teaching English. One of the well, she's a woman. She worked at the same company as me here, and we kind of kept in contact, and she moved to maybe Nanjing, which is like a pretty big, I mean, they're all huge cities, and they were paying her like, now they're paying her like almost $3,000 plus room and board, so she doesn't have to pay for rent. And a lot of these schools, if you go out in like the second or third tier cities, they'll supply you with an apartment, which is really nice. And they really take care of foreigners out there. I mean, and you know, like you think like, I mean, I had the same thoughts too. Like you think like, oh, China, what is this thing? Oh my gosh, this thing is out of control. This is what I love about Japan. I love cars, and I love seeing these like wacky cars. I've never seen this type of car before. It's like two doors, but it's like a Toyota. I think it's a smart car, but it's such a funny looking car. I don't know if you can see that. Move the camera. It's so tiny. It's kind of like I think it's like a Scion. All right. This area just seems so like old. Oh, I smell pizza. Where's that pizza smell coming from? Oh, it's right here. I knew it. This is oh, Chicago, my city. Chicago Delita. Chicago pizza. It's probably definitely not Chicago pizza, but it smells really good. But yeah, if you go to like a smaller city, they will pay for everything. And oh yeah, what was I saying? You know, like basically, like when I was growing up, like you always hear like the scary stories of China in the history books and whatnot. And you know, you have like this negative image of China, and you know what, China's not a perfect country either, and no country is perfect, but you know, it's still a communist country. But at the same time, like I felt more free in China than I did in America. You know, yes, they have, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for them to, like, you know, oh, what the heck? Let's check this place out. Yes, it's a lot easier for them to just kind of make you disappear if you're not doing the right things. But you know, it's really hard to do that. Like if you're like doing something illegal, just like in any country, they're gonna like do something to you. But I mean, as long as like you're not doing anything crazy or illegal, you're pretty much safe. And if anything, the worst thing that can happen to you is they're going to deport you, and that's it. I mean, if you don't do like some crazy crime, you should be okay. But yeah, so it's China is completely safe. I feel okay. One thing is, I felt more free in China than I did in America, and you would think that is not the case, and it's opposite, but it's definitely not, because I can kind of do whatever I want, not like whatever, but I just have the feeling of being so free there. I remember when I lived in America, ever since I was in high school, I was getting harassed by cops all the time for no reason. My friends used to live in like a nicer area where like you know, rich people live. A lot of the basketball players live there, football players of Chicago. And if I drive my car there, and my car was really loud and obnoxious, and if I go there, I definitely get pulled over. Or if I'm there like at a late night, like if I'm there like late at night, I definitely get harassed. It's a dead end. I definitely get harassed, and you know, the cops have any reason to just like stop you for no reason and just kind of harass you. And I remember at one time too, we were just like walking, just a bunch of kids walking. We were just like walking, I think we had to been like in middle school maybe. Yeah, middle school, because we didn't have any cars, so we had to walk everywhere. And yeah, so I was just I don't know, this kid's just like staring at me, and then I'm just like walking. I was like in middle school with a group of friends, and you know, they gave us like a curfew ticket because we were like, I don't know, we were like 14, 13, and they just kind of gave us a ticket. You know, we're just kids walking, like maybe at 9 o'clock. Look at the speaker playing music. I don't know if you can hear it. Whoa, it's crazy. This area is kind of weird. It's I feel like I went back in time or something. I think these might be like government aided apartments or something. Look at this huge grocery store. It's crazy how they have, I think it's Maroon 5. No, it's not Maroon 5. But it's this area is, I feel like it's what do you call that, like when time, a time capsule, that's what it is. I'm kind of interested in what this place looks like here. We'll just go this way. And yeah, so like, you know, I think ever since I was like in middle school, you just get like harassed by cops for no reason, especially if you're a minority. I feel like, definitely. And so, you know, a lot of people, oh my gosh, there's music everywhere. So what the heck, I think they're playing Korean music. Yeah, they are playing Korean music. They might be playing like Blackpink or something. It's like a whole little like city. Maybe it's Japanese music. See, this is why I like sometimes, that's why I like doing these bicycle vlogs, because I find places like this. Go around. Alright, the music's not stopping. Oh my gosh. Alright, I think the music's okay, still going. Okay, where the heck am I? I wonder if like a long time ago this place was like popping. Oh, there's a train station. Alright, so yeah, so I think from a young age you're kind of like pit against the cops, you know? And I can feel for, like, I can understand, because me being harassed by the cops, which way should I go? Me being harassed by the cops, I can feel like the tension that they have in America right now, where, you know, a lot of black people are being stopped for no reason and, you know, getting harassed like that. I can kind of understand. I can understand that, because it's happened to me a lot, actually. Yeah, so in China nobody really bothers you. Even in Japan nobody really bothers you. And, you know, there's not that many cops out here. The crime is really low. China too, the crime is really low. Like, I've seen, like, the thing about China is there's so many people, the cops can't get everybody. They're just gonna get like the really serious offenders, so they're not gonna spend their time on stupid things. I think I said this in another video, but there's so many restaurants around this area. But oh, they got a fresco. What's this? Oh man, I really want to go inside. I really want to go inside here. They sell like American stuff. They got some sort of garage in the back. Maybe I'll come back in this area later, make a video. Just continue the bicycle vlog. But there's so many people, like, they're not gonna like bother you. And I said this in the other video as well, that I used to have a scooter that I bought for like $75. It was like a fake Yamaha. And in China now, you have to have a certain type of license to ride a scooter, and I didn't, and I didn't want to like wait in line and do it, so I just bought a scooter off some foreigner. And you have to like show them like a permit when you get gas. but I just gave the gas station person like $1 because it's so cheap. Everything's so cheap there. And yeah, he would always just give me this gasoline at the same, oh look at this, check this out, at the same gas station. So I was pretty much like riding the scooter illegally, and the worst thing that can happen is they just take the scooter, which was like 75 bucks. But yeah, things like that, nobody's gonna hassle you about stuff like that at all. You ride some sort of scooter, like in my old neighborhood in America, you're doing something suspicious or something, or you look like you're doing suspicious, they'll just pull you over and harass you, especially if you're a minority. I feel that's just my thoughts. What's this? Such a random temple here. What the heck? Like, like, what is this place? It's in my neighborhood? What the heck? It's so huge. What in the world? This is like something you'd see like in Kyoto. Huh. This is crazy. Yeah, this is why I like making these bicycle vlogs, because I get to find out things like this stuff. So I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah, so we'll just keep going this way. So yeah, I mean, it has their pros and cons. I personally like Japan better. I like the life here better. This video has been going along just about I was just gonna talk about it briefly, yeah, I personally like here better. I fit well better here. Like, I have Amazon here, and the thing about China is it's hard to get like foreign products there, because everything is like double tax, so everything's really expensive if it's not made in China. But the thing is, you can buy other things for really cheap, like fake products. You can buy a lot of things. If you need something like really cheap, you can do it. But the problem is, like, if you want like some Nike shoes, it's gonna cost a lot of money. All right, I'm gonna try to go across the street. Just check my. Alright, I might have to change out the battery soon. We're at 34 minutes. Alright, so yeah, and people, like, when the dogs pee here, they just pour like a little bit of water, which I've never seen anybody do. I've even seen people like with spray bottles with water. So if their dog pees on like the on like poles, they spray down the pole so it doesn't smell, which is really nice and convenient. And if you compare it to China, they just let their dogs poo everywhere. And I remember when I first got there, I always like step in dog poop. I don't know if it's just bad luck, but there would always be dog poop everywhere. And sometimes I'm just like, is this dog poop or human poop? So I mean, you know, I feel like even though like China has a lot of money, to me it's kind of considered still a developing country, because oh, I know where we are. Because where should we go? We'll go this way. Because they've just come up from such a long time. Like, they've only developed their country in 20 years, you know. And America, we've had like more than 100 years to develop our country. So, you know, we had a really slow process. But for China, they've had such a rapid success. Everything is like growing so rapidly, so people are still in like behind times compared to here. You know, people here are more it's kind of developed quickly, just like America, but at the same time, people are more traditional here. People are more in the old ways here. But I think the new generation of today is kind of changing that and making it a little different. But even that, everything is always done the way it is. It's just very traditional, which is kind of for me, it's kind of annoying, because, you know, things need to evolve to become better, I think. And you know, just doing it the same way all the time, I just don't see that being any good for anybody. So yeah, so it's a little different. If I was young, if I was like in my 20s, 30s, I live in Shanghai or in China. If you know, if you're looking to like settle down and live somewhere really long, Japan is a awesome place to be. But the problem is, it's really hard to survive here on the money that you make. And you know, unless you marry someone like rich, I've heard of stories of like foreign teachers that are just teachers, and they have a hard time like just getting by, because you know, they've come here, they've fell in love with somebody, and can I go through here? They fell in love with somebody, and then they fall in love with somebody, and then they get married really quick, because like I said in another video, that here you kind of, I think it's the similar situation in China as well. But if you can't just like move in with your girlfriend, you know, usually women and men stay with their family in their house till they're like up into their 30s, and their mom cooks them food and makes them bentos, and what else, makes them bentos and wash their clothes until like their 30s. So in a sense, they don't really get to like be independent and grow up, because their parents are doing everything for them. Wow, where am I? Look at this. How nice is this? And this is one thing I like about Japan too. It's just they really value nature here. They love nature, and it's like all part of how did they get the bike down there? Should we go down there? But how did they get down there? It's all part of like the philosophy here. Maybe it's time to change the battery. Let me change the battery. All right, 20 minutes. All right, we're gonna go to distance. All right, we're gonna try it. We have 15 minutes left. I think this man's homeless. But where does he live? I was going down here the other day, and someone was practicing their saxophone under the tunnel, which had nice acoustics, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But anyways, China, if you live in like a big city, it's hard to get like nature. But here you can like go out about 45 minutes and get into nature. You can go 45 minutes and get into the city. So where am I going here? All right, we're gonna go this way, man. But look at all these people. Today's Sunday, by the way. This video will probably be out in 2 days. I wonder if I should go that way. And another thing is, there's so many people in China. It's just you really have to be like mentally strong to live there, because it's really a dog eat dog world there. Because you know, if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, someone's gonna like just take advantage of it. These are like the hydrangea. I don't know how to say it, but it's really popular. I guess I just noticed them now. But I lived there for 5 years, and I've just noticed now. But here, what's nice is everybody follows the rule, almost too much. But it's like it works for living here, you know? What is this? What kind of car is this? But in China, nobody really follows the rules there, so it can really get on your nerves, because even like standing in line, if you don't stand like an inch behind, look at that baby. Hello. Yeah, if you don't stand behind a person like an inch behind them, someone will cut you. And that's happened to me so many times in China, where like I'm at a bank or I'm at a hospital, and if you don't stand directly behind that person where you're like breathing them in, someone will cut you. And it's kind of infuriating. Or sometimes, like if I'm standing in line with some like old people, they will like keep touching the back of your back because they want to make sure they don't make a space so someone's gonna cut through. So it's literally like a dog eat dog world there. So and you just got to be mentally prepared for something like that. And here it's just more relaxed. So a lot of that stuff, like it's just hard to after a while it kind of gets on your psyche. Like even if you want to like travel, you have to go to like the train station, and there's like so many people there. And that's one thing. That's one thing that I just I just couldn't take it anymore. Just too many people there. And you know, with things like too many people, you know, there's a lot more diseases and viruses out, whether it's like you know, airborne or like whatever the others are, not airborne, but you know, it's easily to get some sort of sickness or virus because there's so many people and everyone's all cramped, especially into these cities. I believe the city in Shanghai, I think there was 24 million people. What is this? 24 million people? It might be more, but alright. Guys, all these people. Alright, where am I? This is the JR station. Okay. I think I know where I am. Alright, let's just go this way. Alright, so what was I saying? Yeah, so many people. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention too before that there's so many people there. It's always like, even if you're like out 5 in the morning, there's always someone outside. And like girls, I've seen girls in like really skimpy outfits. I don't know what industry they work in. You know, you probably can guess what I'm thinking, but you know, they would be just in all hours at night, you know, walking the streets, and it's pretty safe. No one's gonna bother them or harass them. I think in Japan though, if you're a girl wearing something like skimpy, you're definitely gonna get harassed by guys. In Japan, it's very male dominant. So even in like workplaces, if you work in like a big company, you're never like an equal with your coworkers if you're a woman. But here, I mean, in China, I feel like it's very equal. There's more job opportunities for women, and it's not so like male run in China. Here, if you're a woman, it's kind of hard to advance in your workplace, and it's just hard, especially if you're like a foreign woman. I think it's even harder. I don't agree with it. They don't make it fair for everybody, but it's just I don't know how to explain it unless you live here, but it's not really fair for women here. I think by far men get more money and more opportunities, and women here, they don't really get that big of an opportunity like men do. And women do work nowadays, and that's the thing, like they're having less babies here because more and more, look at this house, more and more women are working too, and that's why they want to build their careers just like everywhere in the world. But at the same time, there are a lot of women that kind of just stay home and play the, not play, but they do the homework, or home, like being like a home wife, I would say. But yeah, so like in China, like you can be a woman and you can make just as much as a man there, if your skills are good. But here it's kind of hard to do that. So I can kind of understand. Oh, this is the park I went to last time. There's a lot of people here. That slide. That's a pretty cool playground, how they made that slide like that. Alright, I don't know where I'm going. Maybe we'll go this way. Yeah, so I was thinking in the other video too, as hopefully in the future, I would love to live in both places. Let's see, I can go this way. I hope I can go out in the other way. But yeah, I'm hoping to just like live here most of my most of the months here, and then eventually just like live, oh my gosh, a bug went in my eye, and just live a couple months out of the year in China, probably most likely like Shanghai, or maybe even a different city. So let's see, keep going this way. But yeah, I do miss Shanghai, but there's a lot of things I don't miss. And I really want to look at this park. They have like these cool like bars where you can like walk on this stone for exercise. I know there's a lot more things I want to talk about, but probably forgot them, and I wasn't planning to talk about this topic for so long, but I think there's so many things that you can compare with. And since I've lived in both places for at least 5 years in both places, you know, I think I have a lot to talk about. But sometimes I have all these things planned in my mind, but I end up just forgetting about it, because since I'm riding my bike, I can't really multitask like when I'm doing like 3 different things where I'm like talking, looking at cool stuff, and then thinking about what to say. So I know there's a lot more things I should be talking about the two, but it's I've kind of lost it. All right, which one? I really wanted to talk about, I only wanted to talk a little about that, and I wanted to talk more about where's the best place to live in Japan. Echo. All right, sorry about that. Actually, this is the street I really wanted to come to anyways. I also wanted, I want to talk about which cities are the best places to live in Japan and how to choose which places are the best. But I'm probably gonna leave it for the next video. Just check my battery real quick. I wanted to really touch up on what's happening as far as the virus goes here. I'm almost at an hour. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here. But right now, they said they're gonna have vaccines for 65 and younger, because before they were gonna just do like all the elderly people, but right now they're kind of just, they want to focus on giving the vaccines out to everybody. And in June 20th, right now it's what, June 6th, so June 20th they want to give the vaccines to 65 and younger, and they want to give the vaccines to kids as well. But they say they'll have something for everybody. Look at this, a water park. They have something for everybody in July. So I think the original plan wasn't supposed to be until September where everyone got the vaccines, but right now I think they have double amount of vaccines than the amount of people here. So there's 126 million people in Japan alone, but they have double that amount of vaccines. Look at this. What is this? Look at this place. There are kids in the water. I'll show you guys real quick. I think they're catching bugs. Look at that. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, they really like catching bugs here. They really like bugs, the kids. Huge swimming pool here with park, but yeah. So they right now they've donated like a lot of I think I don't know the number, maybe like 40 million, but they donated. Look at this cool water park. They donated the vaccines to Taiwan because Taiwan is in desperate need of vaccines, and they gave him the AstraZeneca vaccine. And the reason why Japan gave the AstraZeneca one is because, you know, I'm sure you know by now that they have certain rare cases of blood clots, and I think Japan doesn't want to risk it, even though it is such at a low percentage. But yeah, they don't want to risk it, and so they donated it to Taiwan for now. And man, can you imagine if this place is full of kids? It's a huge park. So yeah, so they donated it to Taiwan, and they're gonna open up the mass vaccination centers in July. So I think by July everyone's going to have the vaccines, hopefully. And right now only 2% or 3% of the elderly are on their second dose, so they haven't even fully vaccinated all the elderly. And I think that's just the way Japan does it. They just do everything really slow. And I was just watching like the Diamond Princess documentary, and how, do you remember when that happened, the Diamond Princess? They just kind of left everybody on that boat for like a month or two, and a lot of people died. And I think they were more cautious and worried about it because they didn't know what it was at that time last year, and they didn't want it to come out and spread to all the people in Japan. And that was like the big thing, I think. But they didn't say, but I think that's my theory. And because at the time they didn't know it was airborne, and all those people were getting sick, and they didn't know what was going on. They don't have the medicine for it, so they didn't want people to come out and infect all the people in Japan. So you know, they really like to just like be careful, and they just like to do things so slow, and they want to watch other people do it first before they do it. And I think that's what they're doing. They're waiting for, see, they waited for the they waited for the AstraZeneca, the viral one, because they wanted to see if you know what they're going to do with these people getting or dying. So I think they're just watching everybody, and now I think they're ready to, because the Pfizer and the Moderna one have been kind of successful in America and in other parts, I think, of the world, and so they want to use those vaccines, and I think they're waiting on those vaccines. So they've had a big load of this AstraZeneca vaccine, but they kind of just gave it away to Taiwan. And yeah, I think they're just ordering all these Pfizer vaccines and trying to get them out as soon as possible. But you know, at the same time, they're taking a really slow time. So I know one of the viewers I was just talking to today, he was just saying he's getting tickets. If you're watching, Jason, he was saying that he's coming out in October. And to be honest, if they can get all these vaccines out in August by the summertime, I still don't see it being open, because they still have students that need to come here, unless they do everything at one time and do everything really quickly. You know, it's like, it's different from like America, where America's like, all right, nobody's listening, let's just get these vaccines out. And now I can't even believe people are out like at baseball games fully, you know, has everybody out there. They're fully what is it called, they're all filled out, nobody's wearing masks. And even in China too, I've spoke about this before, that my friend in China, he's a DJ, and nobody's wearing masks in China. So you know, I think Japan's trying to get to that point, but I don't think it's gonna happen until the end of the year, but who knows. And yeah, and I know that they had in China the Sinovac vaccine. Theirs is, I think, the highest percentage, and I think but I think nobody wants their vaccine because you know, people don't have good experiences with Chinese made products. But I think personally, I think that is probably the best one to use, but nobody wants it, the Sinopharm one. But yeah, everything is kind of the same. The Olympics is gonna happen. It's gonna happen in a couple months, maybe next month. Yeah, next month it's gonna happen. They can't stop it. And yeah, I think a lot of people are arguing or complaining about it, but you know, I think it's gonna happen whether they like it or not. And that's it. Yeah, there's not really much more news about the vaccines and the virus right now, except like they're wasting a lot of viruses, just leaving it out. And they probably wasted like thousands of vaccines already here in Japan. But yeah, that's the news for now. It's pretty much the same. But I hope you enjoyed not talking, but I hope you enjoyed watching this, watching and listening this bicycle vlog. And yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any comments or anything that you want to say, please leave a comment. I just want to thank you guys. If you watched all the way through, thank you very much for watching and supporting this channel. If you've been supporting this channel if you've been just supporting this channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful. But I'll see you guys next week on the next bicycle vlogs, and talk to you later, and be safe everybody. Goodbye.